Hello, beautiful people. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honesty Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemist of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use our tarot. I use God and cousins in the same sentence. And I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne to God, what else not me? Angel number 8. Y'all make sure you check out the description box below. There are always additional information, guidance, as well as information about me at honestysis.com. If you ever want to donate or contact me, know that information is always down in the description box below. And if you're newly awakening and want any guidance, make sure you email me and I will make sure that I get that information on the channel. All right, y'all. All right, God, what messages do you have for me to become the alchemist of my life, to help bring heaven on earth, and just to do magic in public? God, what messages do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please give these messages to me and through me. Ashe. Angel number 48, angel number 8. Guys, know that whenever, all right, let's get this last card out and then I'll say it. Perfect. God knows that guys know that just by you liking and subscribing to this channel, it literally means the world to me. I am on a mission, one soul at a time. So just you subscribing, you liking it, let me know and gives me encouragement and motivation to just get up and keep doing this. Cause sometimes it's hard. You know, I'm somebody that's pushing myself. So sometimes I just need this extra encouragement. So thank you so much for all the likes. I see them. I appreciate them. And thank you for the subscribes. I see them. Sometimes I don't really see the names of them. But when I do see the name of them, I'm like, hey girl. I always send a blessing up. Like, God bless them. You know, if there's any information. Like, I am so serious about reading a resource. Like, I really want to clarify that. Like, I'm not here to make nobody feel good. I'm not here to be popular. Like, I am here to be a resource to help newly awakened souls and people who are on the mission to become the alchemist of their lives. Okay. All right. So God is saying trust and purification. I feel like what God is saying is right now we're going through this process of purification. And if you understand purification, you don't even have to understand purification. We can just look at this card, angel number 215, and we see like this angel and it's like things that are shedding off of her. So I feel like we're going through this season of where we're letting go of the things that it ain't even the things that no longer serve us. I really keep getting this image of like us like shedding our old life. Like it's like we're shedding the past. I feel like we're all going through this purification process. And I feel like God is saying, trust this process. Trust that, you know, whatever is falling away for your good. Really try not to cling on to things too much. And honestly, if you find yourself like, I know people will be like, don't talk to your ex, don't go back to things. Like, trust yourself. Like, you're resilient. You know your emotions. Like, trust the process. Like, maybe you need to go back 2 or 3 times for you to really realize like, okay, this is really not for me. This is really not what I want. So I want us to try to just know, like, as long as your intention is to be the best person that you could be, there's no such thing as right or wrong. There's always just, you may take a little bit longer to get there. Okay. You know, like it may take a little bit longer to get there, but there is no such thing as right or wrong. And we're all walking in the same direction. We're all just trying to get home and we're all just trying to be the best person that we can be. And so God is saying, trust the process, trust this purification that you are going through. I'm going to get some clarification energetically. God, what is this message of trust and purification about, God? What do you want us to understand about trusting the process, trusting when we are leaving things that are no longer serving us, or just what do you deem for us to hear at this time? Deliver it to me and through me. Okay, yeah, this is the last one. I've been on the road today. Like, these messages, angel number 359, have been feeling so good. And so, yeah, they just been feeling really good. And so I feel it coming down. And so I know this is the last one. So God is saying trust. I feel like for some of you guys, you may be going, this is the hanged one or the hanged man. As you see, this is a girl. And if you do yoga, this is a tree pose. And she's literally standing on a tree. She has this moment of enlightenment. And that's why God is saying trust the process. I feel like for some reason, a lot of us are kind of in a standstill area. It's kind of like we're in an in-between stage. Oh my God, have you ever seen The Outsider? And it was like the fucking grief monster. I don't even know what the fuck to call it, but it was like he had to go through this metamorphosis. And so it was like there was this period between the killings because he had to, like, you know, regenerate his body. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like I feel like that's what's happening for us. And so I feel like for a lot of us, we have shed a lot of a lot of stuff, and it's like we're being regenerated in this waiting period. We're kind of like, yeah, it's like we're in a waiting period right now. And I feel like what God is saying is trust while you're regenerating and you're getting ready to go out there for the next kill, and not to kill nobody, but to kill it. All right, come on, for the love and the lights. All right. For purification, we got the moon, and the moon is all about looking at illusions, the masks that we wear, the scary waters, the emotions that we don't want to come up, those things that are popping up. And I feel like God is saying that these things are coming up, and the reason why he's asking you to face these and, get rid of your mask and shed these things for you is so that you can get down to the essence of who you truly are. And so I feel like what God is saying, don't allow this period to make you feel like, don't allow this period to make you feel like you're not moving forward. But he's saying, really put your head down, do the work, stay focused on your intentions. Angel number 555, and the change that you want is going to come about. Beautiful, beautiful message. Let's just get one quick tool. God, what is a tool that we can use to help us during this waiting period, God? How can you help us move through these illusions by standing our ground, facing our emotions, and just staying focused on our goal and where we're heading? How do we keep our attention on our intention, God? Give us one tool that we can use. Wrap up this message of the Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, the Hanged One, and the Moon. Trust and purification. Ooh, I'm getting hot. Thank you, God. So what came out is, oh my God, I love this. I can't tell stories of shortages and experience lack. And so that's why God is saying in this waiting period, you can't be talking about don't be in this waiting period being like, God don't love me. God forgot about me. It's like, no, you're just in a waiting period. The blessing just hasn't come yet. If you were pregnant, if you were 6 months pregnant, you wouldn't just be like, oh my God, is this baby really going to be a baby? You wouldn't. You would just be like, my baby going to be delivered in 3 more months, right? Continuing to tell stories of shortages only contradicts the desires for abundance. And you cannot have it both ways. You cannot focus upon unwanted and receive wanted. You cannot focus upon stories about money that makes you feel uncomfortable and allow into your experience what makes you comfortable. A different story will bring different results. And so God is saying, as you're in this waiting period, as you're waiting for your blessing to come, tell yourself a different story. Talk to yourself differently. If you don't know how to do that, then God is saying you need to work on that. I also feel like he's saying that is so key for you to go through as you're going through this purification process. You're facing these illusions, angel number 750, and your default setting is going to want to tell you, oh girl, you ain't gonna never make it. Who do you think you are? How do you think you're going to overcome this? Blah, blah, blah. You ain't Beyonce. It's going to be telling you this, but God is saying you have to start telling yourself a different story. You have to start telling yourself the story about all the abundance that's coming. You have to tell yourself, no, I'm pregnant with possibility. My baby is coming any day now. Matter of fact, I think that's what my new mantra gonna be. Whenever I had doubt, being like, no, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm just gonna say, I'm pregnant with abundance. I'm pregnant with abundance. I'm pregnant with abundance. Whenever doubt come out. That's why mantras are so important. I know we want to be if we just chant some mantras, we're gonna change our life. It's yes, no. It's yes and no. Yes and no. Yes it will, no it won't. It's yes, it's great to have mantras in place, but it's if you're not putting any action towards it, then what's the fuck is the point of having mantras, right? It's just you having faith and you ain't doing shit. It's you just sitting there praying. It's faith and words, you got to move it in action. And so I feel like what God is saying is that as you're in this waiting period, look within yourself and find a mantra for yourself. So when you have those moments of doubt, when you have these moments of, scariness or oh, this really not going to happen, say, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. Period. Okay. My thoughts are the basis for the attraction of the things that I consider to be good, which include enough money and health for my comfort and joy. Angel number 914. And so that's why God is saying you can't tell stories of shortages and experience abundance. You got to pick a side. And so that's why you need to find yourself a mantra, have that be your focal point, and anytime doubt come out, lean back on your mantra. The other thing that God wants you to know is I am developing the skill to direct my thoughts. Again, what was I just saying? That's why he's saying it's so important. Learning the skill of while you're in this waiting period, while you're waiting for this blessing to come about. This is a lot of waiting. It's head down, waiting. While you're waiting, God is saying, Focus on learning this skill to direct your thoughts. So when the doubts and because you're in a waiting period because you're going through a purification process. That's what God is saying. The blessing isn't here. Your new life here is because you're still going through a purification process. So trust the process. Don't tell yourself stories of shortages, and learn to direct your thoughts. Let's read this one. The most valuable skill or talent that you could ever develop is that of directing your thoughts towards what you want. To be apt at quickly evaluating all situations, then quickly coming to the conclusion of what you most want, then giving your undivided attention to that, there is a tremendous skill in deliberately directing your own thoughts that will yield results that cannot be compared through the results of mere actions alone. So that's why God is saying, you feel like the blessing isn't come, so let me put my head down. I got to work harder. I got to do more work. I got to put myself out there. I need to find a publicist. And God is saying, no, slow down. The blessing isn't here because you're in a waiting period. You're still going through a purification process. That's why I want us to realize if the blessings aren't here, it's not because they're not meant for us. It's because there's obviously something that we still need to learn in this process. And I feel like for this reading, what we need to learn is we need to learn the skill of directing our thoughts and telling ourselves better stories, not allowing our brain to override and to lead us down paths that we don't want to go. God is trying to show you how to stand in your power, but first you have to shift your belief system. Angel number 1123. Look, to get the ultimate fucking healing, to get your tribe. Look at all this, look at all this blessings. All of it, and then the fucking devil was reversed. The devil was reversed. So he's saying, once you learn how to direct, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Once you learn how to think about what you're thinking about, always directing your attention towards what you want, telling yourself stories of abundance, of course you will become the alchemist of your life. Of course, that's all it will take. Of course, all these blessings, all these healings will easily come to you, but it takes a shift in your belief system. You got to stop telling yourself stories of shortages. So again, every time these moments of doubt come up, I want you to tell yourself, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. Okay. Other thing is I'm becoming more aware of my feelings about money. So again, God is really trying to get you to put these two concepts together. You're in a waiting period. You're going through purification. You're feeling like, oh, this means that it's not for me, but God is saying no. It just means that you have to trust the process. You have to trust that there's still some more skills that you need to learn. And right now, the skill that God wants you to focus on is the skill of learning how to direct your thoughts and to speak power over yourself. Okay. Angel number 29, angel number 1242. I told y'all these messages have just been so good. I get so greedy because it's like I'm learning so much as I'm doing it. I'm like, I just want to do it all day. But it's like, I got to slow my ass down. Like, I really love this, y'all. Like, I really fucking love doing this. Like, I love it so much. It helps me. I just love it. I love what I'm doing right now. Trust, purification. God, clarify this message of trust and purification. How can we shift our belief system so that we can start to see the power that we have as alchemists in our lives? And also with this Page of Cups coming out with us shifting our belief system with the Hierophant, it's like if you shift your belief system during this waiting period, if you look at the illusions and you look at everything that comes up for you, you stand your ground and just stay focused on your attention. Put your head, change the way that you work, put your head down, rush towards the blessing, shift your belief system, the unexpected blessing come in. I don't think y'all caught that. God is telling you, you got the power. If you just speak to yourself differently, speak life over yourself. Speak about how this is the period right before you come in and fuck it up. That's what God is saying. You're in a waiting period. Trust you're in a waiting period. Trust that the blessing has come. That's why you're going through a purification process. So trust that you're going through this. Speak different stories to yourself and watch this healing come. All right, God, I'm done. Clarify this message of the Hanged One, the Moon with the Queen of Pentacles and Seven of Wands, as well as we can't tell stories of shortages and experience abundance. Also with developing the skill to direct our thoughts along with becoming aware of money. Mind, body, spirit. Mind, body, spirit. Mind, developing the skills to do your thoughts. Body, becoming aware about your feelings. Spirit, I can't tell stories of shortages and experience lack. Another gem. Another key. God just dropped it. He's so good. He's just so good. I mean, he's really amazing. Like, it honestly really makes a lot of sense how he just breaks this down. Intro number 1520. All right, guys, let's shuffle. I'm done. Allow no room for doubt or confusion. Give us one last message to wrap this up in a perfect bow. That was amazing. Oh my God, guys, we're just in the waiting period. We are just in the fucking, oh. I'm gonna fly out this goddamn chair. Angel number 15, angel number 1542. I'm about to fly out this chair, y'all. Why? Y'all, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Don't this look like me? Don't this look like me? Don't this look like me? Anyways, woo! Moon child. Wow. We're just in a waiting period, guys. The healing is come. The blessing is come. The attention is coming. We're just in the waiting period. All right, let me calm the fuck down. That moon child boy. I don't. It's like I think I only read this. I don't think I ever read this card before. I think I read this card maybe one time before. So let's see what the moon child got. It's just something about it. I was born on a Monday. I'm a moon baby. I feel so drawn by the moon. Like, look, she even got her low key. Her star is like kind of in her center. I just look at this card and I see me. I'm like, this is me. I always try to be special though. That's my problem. All right, that's honestly all our ego problem. All right, angel number 1655. Let me shut up. This is our final message. Clear, you are clear in the moment. Moon child, you are more than just a child who plays. Your clarity is so blunt and logical, it can shock people at times. You are a truth slayer. You can be so radically honest and forthright that others might think you are rude. You expose all shadows as you, Moonchild. You expose all shadows as you, Moonchild, are awake when others are asleep, emotionally and spiritually. Therefore, you awaken others and shake them out of their stupor. You, Moonchild, come to us jumping up and down on our beds, disturbing the illusions of comfort. This sharp edge that you bring awakens and goes deep into the heart in both good and challenging ways. You are the light in the darkness. You dwell in simplicity, yet question the complexities of life. You will question that which has no answer. Your waking path is to illuminate the obvious. Your abundance of light in the dark leads us to the change we seek in our lives. In particular, you are keenly aware of the wounding of our childhood and how it affects and how we think and feel as adults. Shit. I was talking mess, but this really is me. This really is me. This is kind of insane. With your seeing eye, you help to clarify the confusion that arises when we feel the pain of our past that takes up resonance in the present. You, Moonchild, understand how wounds shape our spiritual path. You help us remove blame by pointing us back to our hearts and to the original experience of suffering, including the legacy of suffering from those who came before us. As a result of being the Moonchild, there are many emotional shadows around you. They can be in the form of childhood, from family, or from your ancestors. These shadows are untended wounds which can create a constant roller coaster of emotions in your life. With untended wounds, your vision or insight is limited to the pain of your past. And rather than emerging from the wisdom in your bones, this limitation can be frustrating. Ooh, this card. This limitation can be frustrating as others try to get you to view other ways of seeing life. You are frequently moody. Rage and anger may arise when feeling neglected, ignored, or unseen by others. Your pain may have embedded itself deep in your heart as innocence was frequently bombarded with the realities of life. I'm going to read that again. Your pain may have embedded itself deep in your heart as your innocence was frequently bombarded with the realities of life. Your spirit tends to sleep when it is shutting out painful childhood experiences that rise in adult to day-to-day life interactions. You do not feel up to responding to the world. In essence, on a sleeping path, you are confused about what is going on around you as past experiences collide with present one. Your spirit is still reliving something ancient. Moonchild, it is time to integrate the lessons of the past with the present day living. Those wounds have not taken away the innocence in which your heart dwells in the open discovery of life. Those wounds have not taken away the innocence in which your heart dwells in the open discovery of life. What is hurting in you? What response did you have when you hurt as a child? Are you responding much in the same way as an adult? How did you feel most times as a child? Do you feel the same today? These questions are to help illuminate your true nature and the nature of the wounds. The clarity you possess, Moonchild, can propel you into reconciling the child with the adult. A child's clarity is the purest of knowing, and you are unique in having preserved such a quality throughout your life. Oh, God. Oh. Y'all, maybe number 2109. God, oh my God, y'all. I've never in my life received a clearer message, like giving me the confirmation that I'm doing what I'm here to do. I am walking in my path. I am walking to my own drumbeat. I'm doing what God sent me down here to do. And so as I was reading that card, it reminded me, please make sure you check out the lunar eclipse reading. Because what I realized when I did my 18-year review, I realized that the situation that I had with the program that I was in, that with my mentor telling me that what a waste, that was an exact reflection of the relationship that I had with my mother and with my father. And so what this card and what all of this is telling you is that if you are not mindful of the stories that you speak over yourself, when you're in the waiting period, you could speak life into something that should be dead. And so that's why God is saying, look at the things that are coming up. Look at your childhood trauma. That's why there's no becoming whole without looking at your past. You have to go back and look at it. You have to review it, because if you don't ever look back at your past, you don't understand how it has completely shaped your future, not your future, but completely shaped your present situation. And so once I did that review, I realized, I completed a whole 18-year cycle. Me going into that mentoring program was me, again, having a waiting period. But instead of focusing on the abundance, I focused on the lack. I focused on those short-term, those illusions that was coming up. And I got myself in another situation. And so it's not to say I did it wrong or I did it right or I wasn't supposed to do it or not at all. But to show you that when you're not consciously aware of how your childhood influences your life, you don't realize you recreate the same circumstances over and over. And so only until you look at it and you can see, this is my pattern. My pattern is when I'm doing something brave and I feel alone, sometimes I rush into the nearest situation because I don't want to be alone. But the door that I have to walk through, the thing that I really have to face in order to overcome and become the alchemist of my life, to really have the healing, is to walk in the loneliness. It's to not be afraid to be in this waiting period. And so I don't know which door you need to walk through. I don't know what childhood thing you really need to address and look at. But God is saying it's time to stop running, because all you're going to do is run yourself into a whole nother situation. So while you're in this waiting period, I said it in the lunar eclipse, I really feel like these dates are important. May 13th to October 13th. We can't afford to make any decisions in fear. We can't afford to make any decisions from a lack perspective. We can't tell ourselves stories of shortages and act in shortages and experience abundance in our life. So if you want to become the alchemist of your life, I challenge you during your waiting period to stay grounded, to look at those demons and those monsters and those shadows that keep popping up in your mind, to really look at them and start telling yourself a different story. All right, y'all, that's all the messages I have for you. If it was beneficial for you, please give me a thumbs up. If you really, really enjoy it, please make sure you subscribe so you will never miss out. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Angel number 25. Namaste. Take care, guys. Mwah.